Welcome to Notes from the Field 2022, Week 6. Hildemore of Weird, has requested that we read this newsletter to you. I'm Janet Connor. She lets me come along on these things. I'm Janet Connor, prayer artist, mystic witch, mistress of the thresholds, producer and director in the Theater of the Miraculous, and what shall I say? Beloved of Hildemore of Weird? Okay. And beloved of Hildemore of Weird. So, it's week 6 of this wild year, the year in which we learn to listen to love. And in this week 6, we better fasten our seatbelts because February, did you know this, is the tipping point. Friends, soul riders, mystics, and lovers of prayer, and friends of Hildemore, in last Sunday's Notes from the Field, I talked about the impact that Pluto is having, ready or not, on the planet as he marches across the natal chart of the United States to the exact position he held on the birthday of this country. You do not have to be an American to be impacted. When America falters, the globe seems to shake. Why, you remember the 2008 entire global financial meltdown, don't you? Well, it was created by a few very greedy United States banks. Well, right now, people seem to be having one of two reactions to this news about Pluto's momentous return. They either are terrified or slightly terrified or not really wanting to admit that they are terrified or doing the la 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 la, I just want to put my head in the sand and I don't want to think about it and maybe none of this will ever come to pass camp. During a planning session for Reckonings, the event I'd like to invite you to join us with, Rabbi Tirza Firestone and Emma Cooper Mitchell and I, you know Emma, she offers the celestial news in every single one of my events. Well, we're talking about what we're going to do, and I don't know why, but I suddenly turned to Emma and said, hey, what has happened to other countries when Pluto crashed their birthday party? Now, I could tell Emma did not want to answer that question. But she did finally take a deep breath and say, well, there was Spain and Portugal. And I thought, oh, this is great. Let's get some advance recognizance. What happened to Spain and Portugal? She sighed. Well, there was chaos, insurrection, revolution. Complete and total radical change. Okay, Tirza and I looked at one another. We were on Zoom on this preparation because Emma's in Hawaii, Tirza's in Colorado, and I'm in Florida. And we committed in that moment, absolutely positively, this is non-negotiable. We have got to offer a prayer event, a very unusual prayer event that we're going to call Reckonings, because that's what Pluto is inviting us into, reckonings. Not to heap more panic onto the already panicked people. That's not our purpose at all. Our sacred desire, our sacred intention is to do exactly the opposite. Our desire is to bring a community together in prayer and ritual to, yes, acknowledge what we needs to be acknowledged, but more importantly, commit to doing our part to birth a more loving, inclusive world, not a world of chaos and revolution and destruction, but a world that actually makes truth, justice, beauty, safety, and love visible for all. What higher purpose could there possibly be in a year when we learn to listen to love? Prayer matters. Prayer is alive. Prayer changes the energy in the field. So, Tirza and Emma and I are confident that if a critical mass of people holds this sacred desire and steps forward to do the honest work of acknowledging what patriarchy has done to the people of this land and to the people of all lands, and commit to sacred healing, then actually Pluto will have done his job of waking us up. This is, by the way, the third special prayer and ritual sacred event that Rabbi Tirza and Em and I have created. The first one was on winter solstice of 2019. No, 2020. It was on 2020. And then winter solstice that just completed in 2021. And each one of those has been a big wake-up call. About 100 of you were in each of those, and so you have a lovely sense for what these events are like, and you understand what a magnificent human being Rabbi Tirza is, and you've been blown away by the celestial wisdom that Emma Kupu Mitchell brings us. But some of you haven't been in those events and haven't met Emma. So I asked her, would you please write a personal note for the readers of this newsletter about Pluto? Who is this master planet of transmutation? And this is what she sent. So these are her words. And I wish I could do the British accent, but I can't. Pluto, a planet to pay attention to. A few thoughts on Pluto's transit by elemental astrologer Emma Kupu Mitchell. Pluto is a small dwarf planet that packs a mighty punch. Pluto is perhaps not one of our favorite planets in the solar system. Like Saturn, Pluto is often feared and dreaded. The description and archetypes around Pluto say it all. Ruler of the underworld, destroyer, transformer. Pluto brings us the energies of life, death, and rebirth. Life, death, and rebirth. Notice that death is followed by rebirth. But most people think only of the death part in the equation when they think of Pluto, and hence the fear. When Pluto is front and center in the celestial news, as he is right now, it is a call to action for all of us, particularly in the areas of deep shadow work, revealing opportunities for the unseen and the unconscious to become visible and seen and recognized. In my personal astrology studies over the last 8 years, there have been two sayings that really stick with me, especially when we are experiencing Pluto transits. Number one, what's going on in the celestial skies is also going inside of you. As above, so below. As without, so within. I loosely translate these two truths as nothing is separate. We are all interconnected. Everything is energy, and so are we, and so are the planets. Now, we each have a choice of what to do with this energy. The more aware we are of what's going on in the celestial skies with the planets, the greater the opportunities we have to integrate these higher energies rather than the lower energies and make conscious and positive changes in our lives and be able to navigate the external chaos from a place of awareness and truth and safety and love. And that is why Janet, Rabbi Tirza, and I decided to come together with each of you and offer this very special event on the first of 3 major experiences of Pluto's transit across the natal chart of the United States. The event is called Reckonings. Pluto Returns. Part 1, The Myth of America. Part 2, by the way, will be coming in July, and Part 3 in December. Emma completes her letter this way. I believe we all chose to incarnate at this point, at this time, on this planet for a reason. The planet, along with each one of us, is going through huge shifts. Never before experienced times of change are arriving, and February is the tipping point. Ready or not, this is a fasten your seat belt kind of month, and it will initiate very deep transformation that will continue over the next several years. So this is a perfect time, a perfect moment to gather in prayer, in ritual, in community, in the theater of the miraculous, where we can support one another, navigate the higher energies at play, and align with Pluto, not fight Pluto, align with Pluto for alchemy and rebirth on a personal level, and also for our entire planet, and most importantly, for generations to come. I so look forward. This is Emma speaking. Well, Janet does too, and Hildemore does too. But Emma completes her letter saying, I look forward to connecting with all of you on Sunday, February 20th, 2 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern, for a journey of a lifetime. Emma. Yes. Reckonings, Part 1, The Myth of America. Hildemore and Rabbi Tirza and Emma and I invite you to join us. I can't tell you exactly what's going to happen. No one knows. Pluto has never danced across America's natal chart before. 248 years it's been. So Rabbi Tirza does not know what's going to happen. Emma, despite all of her conversation and awareness and training and teaching on the celestial news, does not know what's going to happen. Well, Hildemore does. Yes, our daughter of the deep time, she probably does. And she will be here right there on the altar throughout the entire Reckonings experience. What matters, what will form, I'm not going to use the word predict, what will form what's going to happen throughout 2022 and into 2023 is you, is us, is the community. It's our sacred hearts, our sacred intentions, our willingness to listen, listen, listen to the call of love to create a world that we all want to live in. Is there anything else you would like to say, Hildemore? Open our ears, open our ears, open our ears, and learn to listen, to love. The registration is down below. Also, if you don't get our notes from... See, I said an hour. I said it. I said hour. I didn't mean to say it. If you don't get our notes from the field, you can also register and get it every Sunday in your email. And if you want to know exactly when, because I can't tell you exactly when Hildemore and I are going to get around to recording this. Sometimes once in a while, we get it done on a Monday, usually a Tuesday. Today is Thursday, but we're here and we finally recorded it. So if you want to know when, so you click on subscribe below and that little bell, and then you'll get a notice on your phone when Hildemore is ready to read Notes from the Field. Go in love and keep listening. Keep listening. Love has a lot to say to us this year. Let us all listen.